Hello, this is Tesla Travis. Today we're going to be talking about my home charging setup. We're going to be talking about my electric panel and whether I need to upgrade or not, the cable run from the electric panel to the other side of my garage, and some costs involved in that, some things I did to save money, the speed of the charge that charges my Tesla Model 3 mid-range, and we'll see how much it costs to charge it. So let's get into it. All right, so doing your home charging setup, this is something you should look into before getting an electric car and get all the costs, because everyone's electric company is different, and so you'll get charged per kilowatt different rates. Installing it at your house, you may need a new panel, you may need to run the wire from one location to another, so all these are very variable costs, but I'll give you my setup. So I called out 3 electricians from the Tesla website suggestions, and 2 of them called me back, 1 did not, so we'll just go with those. One of them, the first one, he said, hey, you have a 100 amp circuit breaker panel, you're going to need a 200 amp panel, so that'll be it was a little over a $3,000 upgrade just for the panel. And then to run a line from my circuit breakers panel all the way to the other side of the garage, which is where I wanted it, that was going to be around $1,200–1,300. Now, this is pretty expensive. Now, this includes permits and it's everything included. So that was pretty expensive. I didn't really want to upgrade my panel, and I didn't really want to spend that much money. So I talked to another electrician. He quoted about $2,700 and said I needed a new panel. He said it'd be about $600 to run the line from one side of my garage to the other. So I was looking at those costs, and I talked to a friend of mine, and we kind of came up with an idea to save some money. So instead of going with the electrician, what we ended up doing was I had a 100 amp panel and it was pretty full. There was one breaker that I was not using for my dryer. I use gas dryer. Gas is much cheaper here in California. So we disconnected from my circuit breaker panel, we disconnected the dryer plug, which was 30 amps. And we connected a 6-gauge wire and put that in the breaker. And we put a new breaker in there, 50 amp breaker, and we ran a 6-gauge wire from one side to the other and installed a 1450 plug. So that really worked out good. So it's kind of do it yourself, save some money, and it worked out really good. So I'll show you that now. Okay, so here's my breaker box for all my electricity. As you can see, it's pretty much full. All the switches have been pretty much filled up. This is a 100 amp panel, and I had no room on it to add any more charging. So what I ended up doing was disconnecting my dryer plug. I do not use my dryer plug. We use the gas for my dryer. So from this panel, I disconnected the dryer plug, and we added a new 6-gauge wire and attached it to this 50 amp breaker, and we ran that 6-gauge wire across my garage to a NEMA 1450 plug, and that's what I charge my car on. So as you can see, right here's the breaker. So what we did is we punched a hole through the wall. If you look on the other side of the wall, don't look at my groceries. Right there, we punched a hole in the wall. We ran the 6-gauge through this conduit. We ran it all the way up, and it was really difficult to run it through those 90 corners. We ran it across the garage to the other side. Right there, we ran it along the 2x4, all the way across, all the way down to this NEMA 1450 plug. And right there is my mobile charger that comes with my Tesla. I just plug it in right there, and I just kind of hang it on my hooks right here. Alright, so here's where I park my car in the garage, and right here's where I put my mobile charger. I just usually leave it plugged in every night, and whenever I want to charge my car, I just grab the charger and push the button. It opens up, and we plug it in and charge it. And as it's charging right there, I go home, go in the house, go to bed, wake up to a full charge every morning. So as you can see, with my NEMA 1450 240 plug, when I plug it in, I get about 29 to 30 miles an hour. It charges at 32 amps, and it shows 242 volts. So that's my home charging setup. That's about the speed that it charges at, so pretty happy with that. So pretty much I come home, plug in the car, eat dinner, go to bed, wake up with a full charge every morning. Never have to worry about range anxiety or anything like that. So it's pretty great. So the cost of the install, the home install, if we would have installed it on the same side of the garage as my panel, it would have been less than $30 for the breakers and the cables and wires and stuff. But I wanted to install it on the other side of my garage. So just the 6-gauge cable that went all the way across the garage, just that cable was $150. Bought the conduit and the plug and stuff. So it was under $200 for me to install it on the other side. But if I would have done it on the same side, yeah, less than 30 bucks. But wanted it on the other side. So there you go for the cost of the install. Okay, so that's my home charging setup. Works really good. That's one of the perks of having an electric car is you never have to go to the gas station and spend the time there. You just wake up every morning with a full charge. On this car, I get 260-ish miles, we'll say. So just wake up with a full tank, full charge every day. Go to work, come home, plug it in, go in the house, eat dinner, talk to the family, and wake up every morning with a full charge. So it's really great convenience. So that's one of the nice things about electric cars that I don't think it's talked about enough, the convenience. Anyway, one of the big questions that people ask, if you have an electric car, you get this question a lot, is how much does it cost to charge your car? Because they're always trying to compare it to gas, which is a great question, right? It's one of the reasons I bought this car. First thing you got to do is find out how much you're getting charged from your electric company per kilowatt. So this car has a 62 kilowatt battery. I get charged around 13 cents a kilowatt. So 13 cents a kilowatt times my 62 kilowatt battery is right around $8. So yeah, that's how much it costs for 260 miles. You know, if I have the heater on or something like that, maybe get less miles, but that's pretty much how it works. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video.